Okay, so this was really unplanned. I was going to stay in that anchorage, but after talking to the guy that owns the fuel store there, and whatever you want to call it, Blind Bay Resort, he said, you know, you might as well punch through this little bit of current here and then ride the ebb on the other side. So I'm gonna do what he told me and take his advice. Cordero Channel is what I'm approaching, and that was kind of my backup plan, to stay out of the shipping lanes of Johnstone Strait. So yeah, I might as well take advantage while I'm here. I mean, I'm burning a bit of fuel right now, barely moving at 1.5 knots, but he said it won't be too bad to get through. And yeah, once I get to the corner, the current will be going the opposite direction and help me out. So we'll go from there. I'll put you up in your home now. I was able to buy a few groceries, so that's good. Just some like bread and peanut butter. Got some bananas and an onion. He didn't have a lot, being the off season, but you know, always welcome to get a bit of food when I can. Don't do that. Guess I might as well have a quick little story time while we're motoring away here. I just met the guy we saw earlier in Francis Bay. Sailboat similar to mine, 28 foot. He's got maroon canvas on it. Yeah, it should be somewhere along my previous recordings. Anyways, he's a fellow single-hander named Liam. Looks like he's younger than I am, and he's sort of on a mission as well. He's trying to get to Alaska, so you know, he's going that way right now, but I'm sure our paths are going to cross again. Anyways, he said there is dolphins up here when he came, which was who knows how long ago, but yeah, I have not yet seen any dolphins, so hopefully we can see some dolphins here today. Don't really have an anchorage picked out yet, but I kind of set a course for 14 nautical miles. We'll see how the day progresses, whether I make it there or not. For now, I'm going to turn you off until we get around the corner and I start sailing, hopefully. This may or may not be one of my bad ideas. I intend to go straight through this little island passage here. Navionics wants me to go around, but it is deep. It's 30 feet deep, so I don't see any reason why I can't go straight through it. So like I said, I'll turn you on just in case this turns out to be a bad decision. In theory, I should be able to sail through here pretty easily. Like I said, the current is going to be helping, so I'm doing 5 knots right at the minute. Mainly current, I would imagine, but there might be some wind helping as well. Not really heeled over too much, so I don't think the wind is doing a whole lot. Not surprisingly, I do believe the current is the only thing moving me through here at the minute. As you can see, the wind is shifting directions while I do this little trick. And my boat is also turning to the port side here. Gonna have to address that. The bad news is there's no real wind to sail through here. But I am going like 7 knots with only about 1500 RPM, so that's the good news. I am moving quickly. And I think there might be some wind coming from around the corner here. I have to steer. Good Lord, I have to steer. I won't complain if it stays upwind and down current. Not too shabby at the minute. My Genoa needs tightening, but I don't have a winch nearby. Just like so. Smooth sailing, as the old saying goes. Said that 1,000 times in my life, and now I actually am smooth sailing. The current does kind of grab the boat still, though. So it's certainly better than trying to fight whirlpools with the engine. If Mr. GoPro is still recording, yep. Here in the mouth, you may possibly see some very small whirlpools on camera. I guess that means it's time to talk. Come on, wind. It's kind of a bad time for the wind to not cooperate. I think as long as I miss this big rock on the right, I can stay on this point of sail. If I get it back. There we go. Almost. Problem is I have to point closer to the big rock to get the wind. I'm just literally going sideways with the current. It's kind of fun. It does want to Just keep pointing the bow too far towards the wind, though. Definitely going to miss that rock. Like I said, I'm pretty sure the current is doing more right now than the wind is. I do have Navionics open in front of me just because I don't know, what's below me. And it doesn't appear to have anything, anything labeled that I need to worry about. And now I'm in the whirlpool. I do this. It's actually kind of fun. Whether or not you're recording still, I think I see a red light. Yeah, I definitely have never attempted this before. And I mean, aside from some quick steering inputs every once in a while when the current does something funky, basically just sailing at a decent speed with very little wind right now. So I'm glad I listened to Hans at the gas station there. And it was very cool seeing that giant old cedar. I have seen the redwoods in Oregon or California, whichever state that was. That was many, many years ago. Grade 10 if I remember correctly, so what is that, 25 years? Give or take. And I think we can go this way now. I guess at this point I'll just record until the battery dies. That dude Liam I met told me where he was spending the night. He's going Johnstone straight route, but I think I'm going to end up in the same area. So maybe I'll go, chat with him some more. He's got more live-aboard sailboat experience than I do, so, not often I come by single-handers. Good source of information. I am very quickly losing momentum here. Oh dear. There's something funky going on right underneath me with current, which is why the boat is currently spinning. Not sure that I can do anything to get any wind power here. I thought once it opened up into that, pretty sure Johnstone Strait is up there somewhere. Thought that wind would have been coming from there, but it does not appear to be, you know, picking up any speed right at the minute. Pretty fascinating, actually, just watching the water do what it does. Especially, you know, not really having any ocean experience. Definitely something I should read into and kind of have a better understanding of. I believe this, from what very little I do know, I think the surface, like the top whatever amount of feet or inches, goes opposite of the bottom. And that's why you get all these funky displays of nature's power. But obviously I don't have a whole lot of clue what I'm talking about when it comes to that. As you'll see as I edit and release videos, I definitely always get into trouble in rapids. Well, not always. I've made it through actually quite a few rapid sections with absolutely no issues at all, so yeah, I definitely shouldn't say always. Whatever wind, I think, just must have funneled down, or I don't even know. It's pretty much dying right now again. I guess, you know, not surprising. These inlets have a way of doing that. They kind of swirl around and do what they do. Obviously people with more knowledge would be able to tell you more than I can. All I know is that the wind is never really any sort of constant direction when you're in these places. But for the time being, it is keeping me where I need to go. Mr. GoPro is out of batteries, but once again we are sailing. Close hold. Not sure how long this will last. But I'll take advantage of the wind when I can, that's for sure. Big old mountains there. I think those belong, it's hard to say, to the island. But they might be part of the mainland. It's very hard to tell from here. And we have that little inlet there, whatever it's called, Lowborough. This kind of last minute change in plans might very well get me cold and wet, but you know, whatever, that's okay. I don't mind. I think it's about 11 nautical miles to get to the place I sort of picked out for anchorage, but I might take that little inlet there is called Wellborough Channel, I believe. Wellbore Channel. I might head up that, and just to avoid again more shipping routes or traffic separation zones in Johnstone Strait. They all lead to the same path eventually. So I guess circumnavigating Vancouver Island via Vancouver mainland, basically. Whatever. I got time. So I have been motoring for a while through whatever this Cordero channel, I believe it's called. But the wind has picked up just slightly. I'm, going 2.5 knots right now, but I'm only an hour away from the anchorage, so I figure I can take my time from here on in. I do believe it's that small island there, kind of in the middle of Johnstone Strait, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if GoPro can see it right meow, but I will be tacking pretty quickly here, as there is a shoreline coming up. It's not hard to see why so many artists live in BC. I mean, the inspiration to paint is, everywhere in these parts, I would have to say. I am not at all talented in that department, so you won't see any paintings from me anytime soon, but just beautiful mountain range I'm headed towards right now. I do have to go back and steer though, because I am kind of feeling myself leaning towards the starboard side here. But yeah, basically straight ahead this channel goes for a wee bit yet, and then I have to make a decision as to where I'm going to anchor for the night. I mean, just gorgeous scenery here. And as you can see, nobody driving the boat, obviously. But I figure a 360 panorama is kind of worth, a little bit of memory. There you have it. Not going overly quick, but I guess I'm kind of going in the right direction, so I'll stick with it. 2.3 knots currently. I am turning a little bit too much. That should do. Now, I was able to buy some bread and peanut butter, so this is as good a time as any to have a peanut butter sandwich, I reckon. I don't foresee anything bad happening. If I let the boat sail itself for a minute or two. We got a bit off course there, but got my sandwich. Not convinced that there's enough wind to get me where I want to go just right at the minute. Not uncommon. Definitely forgot to turn Mr. GoPro on my way in here, so I'll give you a quick little panorama of my home for a night or two. Tomorrow is supposed to be a pretty severe wind, and then it should be changing to southeasterly Friday, so probably going to spend 2 nights here. I think I've already mentioned that as well. It's hard to keep track of you know, the footage that I'm editing from like a week ago. I say things and then I, you know, kind of lose track of what I'm saying the rest of the days. But I think y'all get the picture. Oh. So yeah, this will be home, this little guy. There is a house hiding back there, which I believe is probably what that dock belongs to. And then, yeah, my anchor is out that way somewhere. Right in the middle, I should be okay as far as swinging around goes. Still not the best judge of that, but I haven't hit anything yet, so I guess I'm doing okay. But yeah, that's well, Johnston Strait, I believe, or right where I came from is what I'm seeing right now, I believe. There is like a little Y there, but we'll get there. Give it a few days. That's all Vancouver Island, all those big mountains. And this is just a little kind of island in the middle of nowhere. May or may not be privately owned. I'm not really sure. I didn't expect to see a house here. That's, you know, not written in any of the guides I've read. But they're, you know, a few years old, so you never know what you're going to find when you get to these sorts of places, I guess. But on that note, as you can see, it hasn't rained yet, which is good, but it is overcast. So I'm going to call that the end of this video. I'm, you know, at least a good week behind again. There is internet here, so hopefully I'll get a few uploaded, and, you know, that'll motivate me to edit the next ones. So yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.